Thank you, Mr. President. Our first speech item tonight is an educational on goal setting by Lynette Vermaak. Please help me welcome Lynette Vermaak, educational on goal setting.
Thank you very much, Peter. If you've been watching your emails, you will see, this was done by WhatsApp, I don't really recall, that Nazuka sent out a sheet to everybody earlier on this week, asking you to plan what you're wanting to do and what you're wanting to achieve during the course of this year. So I'd suggest you take this sheet now and you write on either side of it, depending on which place you want to fill in first. But there's a saying that says, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Who's doing the timing? Can I, thank you, can I have read it 20 minutes? And 17 and a half can I have Amber, and 15 can I have Reed? Yes, please. Thank you. And seeing that we want to be a distinguished club once again this year, because somehow for the last, I think it's 5 years now, 4 or 5 years, we have managed to be President Distinguished. And we want to keep that tradition. Now they've moved the goalposts. That's the sneaky part. So to be President's Distinguished, you needed to have 9 or 10 of your educational goals, and you needed to have 20 members, or 3 members more than you finished with last year. So we finished with 20 or 21 members, I don't recall, and we finished with either 9 or 10 of the goals. But how did they move the goalpost? They introduced a stretch. You know about stretching the envelope? Stretching or something? The stretch is to be smegly distinguished. So that's where we're going, just in case you've got any concerns or doubts about it. The stretch means you have to have 25 members, so 5 more than you normally used to have, and you have to do 10 out of 10 goals, not 9 or 10. You have to do all 10 plus have 25 members. What you also have to do to qualify to be a President Distinguished, Smegly Distinguished Club, is you have to complete your club success plan, which Nazuka is furiously working on. And you have to lodge it on the website by September. I think it's September, but District 129 is just a little bit ahead of the game, and they want it there before then. So we're going to do that. We're going to endeavour to fit everything in. So in order to fill in and put this very important document on the website correctly, we need to find out from every member what you're wanting to achieve this year. Because if I say that Lynette and our new member who hasn't even started yet are going to do level 5 in their first path, I could put that down. But it doesn't mean anything, because Lynette has a 14 chip. And quite frankly, for Alpha, it's probably not even possible. So, you know, and the new members speak to Nazuka or myself or anybody else in the club and find out what is achievable. If you're a brand new member who's still thinking of joining, your level 1 is achievable. Really not difficult. It's possible that you might be able to complete a level 1 and a level 2, but nobody's going to push you to do and to commit to that. However, I think I've said this, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So right now, I'm asking you to figure out where do you want to finish this Toastmasters year in your personal Toastmasters debate. And I've got other news for you. The Toastmasters year doesn't finish on the 30th of June. Because life happens, and roadblocks come along, and you get sick, and you go on leave, and something happens. In your planning, plan to finish by the end of April. Whatever you're planning to do, plan to have it done by the 30th of April. Because that gives you May to catch up where things went wrong. And June for the rest of us to put you over the line. Because we might just be doing that. So in your planning, plan to finish by the 30th of April. Because that's realistic. If something happens, your child gets sick, your car breaks down, whatever, there's a little bit of breathing space. If you plan to deliver your last speech in whatever your program is by the 15th of June, and something goes wrong, then it's likely you're not going to be able to deliver that speech. Now, you can speak to Christine. She's visiting us from a different club. Why? 2 reasons. Now I'm going to tell her what they are, and she can argue with me later. She's wanting to get some different input on her speech, which is nice to have. You're welcome to visit any other club. But she's needing an extra speaking opportunity. Right now, at our first meeting in this year, Christina said, I need an extra speaking opportunity. Please, can I come and speak at your club? I delivered maybe 8 speeches, I didn't count them, at different clubs last year. Because I wasn't able to get them into either this club's program, or Pretoria Advanced, because I'm a member in both of them. Pretoria Advanced program is very full. You really got to battle to get onto the program. Vital is not quite so full, but we're here. Now, I have a really dog-eared piece of paper that I have had in my purse, and I keep it there for many years. The very first planning meeting that I remember, and it might not have been the first one I attended, the first planning meeting I remember attending in Vital, where Frances Boshoff ran the planning session. She told us about the 5 Ps. And I wrote them down that night, and I still have them. And it says proper planning promotes perfect performance. So if you put your plan together and you structure it and you think about it and you figure out what's possible and what's not possible. Because for me to tell you that I'm going to do a DTM in the next 6 months, it's just not possible. So it's a distinguished Toastmaster final completion project, that's DTM. It's really not realistic. For me to tell you that I'm probably going to finish a level 3 and maybe even a level 4 in this Toastmasters year, for me that's achievable. But I'm asking you to think about what is achievable for you. And achievable means that you probably deliver a speech once a month. So every second meeting in your club, and if something happens and you don't deliver it in this club, put your hand up and ask where else you think you could deliver it. There's lots of clubs that would welcome a speaker with different opinions, different ideas, and to add a little bit of fun to the agenda. So there's lots of speaking opportunities outside of your own club. But within your own club, it's really not difficult to speak once a month. And the intervening meeting, you take a role. You're the R counter, or you're the timer, or you're the grammarian, or you become table topics master, or you become the Toastmaster eventually. So it's all there. It's really not very difficult. It just takes planning, and please, there's lots of resources in this club and outside of this club. Ask if you're not sure. If I don't know that you're not sure, I can't help you. But if you're not sure and you pick up with your hand, Lynette will help you, Kaniwe will help you, Dad coordinators will help you. And if we don't come back to you, we've said we will then remind me, because I often say to people, I'll help you, I'll help you, I'll help you, and occasionally I forget to get back to them, because I'm helping lots of people in the district. But let's not go into that. So what I want to ask you is write down somewhere on your piece of paper, maybe on the back of the piece of paper, where are you now? And for everybody, that's a different answer. So where are you now? I'm finished level 1, I'm busy with level 3. I haven't become a member yet, but I'm going to ask Lynette for the forms. I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure. All of these things, write that down. Where are you now? And then write on the other end of your form, where do you want to finish at the end of this, at the end of April of 2026? Where do you want to be at the end of April? Because that will count for the end of this year. And then have a look to see what you need to fill in and achieve between now and then. Now, if you are on level 4 and level 5, those projects take longer. Your level 5 project takes you a year to do. So if you're wanting to do a level 5 project, think about it now and start on it. And talk and consult. Christine helps a lot of people, and the fact that she's only visiting our club and not a member doesn't mean that you can't ask her. You can ask Christine. You can ask any one of us if you're not sure. Your level 4 projects take a little bit longer than your level 1, 2, and 3 projects, but level 1 and 2 are your starting, it's your foundation, it's how to speak, what to say, how to present effectively so that people can understand what you say and take it on board. Is it was good here? It was very monotonous. Half of you wouldn't hear, and the other half wouldn't even listen. So that's where we at. Look at how far am I? 11 minutes. 12 just about. I think I'm going to open this for questions and answers now, because there's not much else I can say. Level 1 and level 2, while I'm busy for new people, there's no electives. Because there's one elective in level 2. There's no electives in level 1 and 2. In level 3, there's 3 or 4 electives. In level 4, there's 2 electives. Level 5, there's 1 or 2 electives. Somebody knows better than me, so please put your hand up and say it. Your hand is up first, I think, Mazu.
Yes, Lynette, thank you so much. I already said a few days ago just to check our familiarity with pathways, whether we actually log in. In the past, when I started, we used to be given handbooks. That made it easy then, during the meetings to actually plan. You know what you need to do in the next meeting, in the next month, because of you just get the book out of, and just planning. However, now with pathways, as much as we're a modern society, everything is virtual. However, for some reason, I wanted to ascertain whether we do go to actually to the website, and that is something that, as a PPE, I would like to actually get it going. You can't even possibly answer these questions right now without actually going to pathways. So the question that I would like to ask is, with smartphones that we have, and I suppose most of us have got data, are we able to actually, even today in this section, hence we only have one speaker, just practice and see if we can really do this, get into pathways for us to complete it in this spreadsheet without really.
That's fine, you can do that while you're talking. Emma, you had your hand up.
Yes. I wanted to find out about the online speaking because I loved the Saturday session. I was so inspired.
Were you in the beta training?
Yes, I was. And the thing was that I just realized as I was getting so inspired was, wait a second, that person is online and that person and has this audience. And I would like to be speaking like that speaker. So how do I get there? That's my question.
God forbid we have another COVID lockdown, but that's how we all got there. So we can work on that. That is a skill. There are online meetings you can join and visit, which are right next door to you, maybe or maybe not. Presenting and delivering and speaking in person in front of a real audience is better and it's more challenging for lots of people. But I know a little bit about your working environment. So speaking online is probably a lot more useful for you than it is for some other people. Talk to me, we'll work something out for it. We'll find you an online club to present. Who else had a question?
I wanted to mention I'm a bit worried about our guests not knowing what we're talking about.
Well, now it's their turn to ask a question.
Okay, but I was just
Or maybe you don't even know what you want to ask.
broadly about pathways and the levels or so, just to understand a bit what it's
Okay,
about.
Pathways is our educational system that we have now. When you join Toastmasters, you automatically will receive one free path. There are 6 paths to choose from. Talk to me, I'll do an online meeting with you and we'll sort stuff out and I'll show you how to go on. After you've become a member, you will receive an email and I'll work with you so that you can go through it and select your path. There's an assessment and it will tell you out of these 6 paths, maybe select this one or that one. And I'll sit with you, I'll do that. That's a one-on-one thing and I do it on Zoom. It's just easier that way. To select your path. Excuse me, then you select your path. Then to get through level 1, you do an icebreaker, which is where you introduce yourself to your club. Then you do your first speech. Help me if I go wrong here. Where you deliver a speech of 5 to 6 minutes. Your icebreaker is 4 to 6 minutes. You then receive feedback on that speech and you develop a second speech incorporating that feedback. You then also learn about vocal variety and you learn to use body language. You then go on to be taught how to deliver an evaluation. Altogether, I think that's about 6 or 7 projects within Pathways Level 1. And then you finish that. Then you move on to level 2. But by then you're a lot more confident. One of those speeches in your Pathways Level 1 is to deliver a speech with a specific purpose. In other words, I'm wanting to teach you how to catch fish. So my specific purpose in my humorous speech is to tell you how to catch fish. And it shows you there's a lot of Pathways is different, as Nozuku said, from when we worked on the paper system, but it is so more interactive and it gives you so much additional information. There's videos you can work through, there's quizzes that you take, there's reading material but not too much of it, and most of the learning happens through videos and you see an example of how something's done correctly, and then you answer the questions and they say yes, no, whatever, you did this well, that not. Go back and look at this section of the video. It's really well constructed now, and it really teaches you quite well. I won't go into how you pay, when you pay, you can ask me about that afterwards. Any more questions from anybody specifically? Yes, Nozuku?
Thank you, Lynette. I will continue this conversation when I do the member plan later. However, I would like us to also include each person having a mentor. While I can be a VPE, I could mentor everyone in terms of trying by all means to explain the rules. However, it's very important that you have a mentor.
Michael is a little bit thin on mentors, but I'm a mentor. Camille is a mentor, though she didn't know it yet. She's got that kind of personality. Nozuku's a mentor. because I've been there and I've done it. Right? So you don't have to necessarily be at a specific point, but we do, Nazuka, you and I, have to put together a formal mentorship program for this club. Christine will help us because if we don't have enough mentors, she's got mentors outside the club that we're willing to assist. And when you get to level 3, they throw this part into your program and they say, try to be a mentor, and they teach you how. And when you've done that, they throw another one to you, right? Toastmasters throws boulders or rolls boulders in front of you all the time, and it's for your benefit and it stretches you and you grow. So once you achieve a certain level, they help you to learn to coach a club. But we don't have to go there now. We don't need a coach, and we're not coaching any clubs right now. Mr. Toastmaster, that concludes my presentation.